waiting just like Exist was waiting right there to go ahead and get the fist bumps going. Bright, music's up. It's time to play. Take it away, Sponge and Dinko.
Thank you very much, Trace. As we hop into this one, Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, the main event begins. The group stages, Chad. Heroic versus OG. This is going to be a real nerdy matchup, I feel, on Inch.
Excited to get this one underway here. Heroic, they need to buck the loss streak, OG. They want to continue the win streak. And kicking off on the T side here, early lean over towards B. 1x bet odds favoring the Danes as the B lane has been taken. A little bit of utility. 3 defenders of KD and Tassus and Stown to deal with this. But it's not going to be pacey out the gates.
Tessa is spotting one, and now OG starting their attack forward. Tessa swings out for the first headshot, goes back in for another, and Tessa's lighting up 2. Heroic have the 2-man advantage already as OG look to send some players into the site. Bomb down. Oh, Stown not going to be checked. That's going to be an easy kill for him, and now he turns back to the ramp, looking for a follow-up as the bomb is now down and loose in the open. OG are really struggling to get into this pistol. In fact, they're not really going to even get beyond the ramp. It is Heroic that have found this unless nexa can do anything about it, and he can't. It's Heroic with the pistol.
Necessary start there from Heroic, and look, we're up here in the box. We're doing the commentary. Down on there to our left-hand side is where the players are. Now, they're quite the distance away, a couple of walls between us and them, and we could hear Heroic going mental in terms of getting ready for this match in their huddle. Large roars coming out to fire up the team from Cadian and Co, but a great way to kick this off. The Wombo combo, right? So they've crept on up. Tessus has taken that contact. The flash of Cadian couldn't have been better timed, and it stalled them out. It will be a full eco in response here from OG. They're opting to get the AKs out in the 3rd round of play. So this one, we can start to set up a little bit of context for everybody playing at home. OG, since the addition of Nexa, look, they haven't played a huge amount of series, but they've been here at Blast. They've been able to go over to Katowice and have a good face as well. And Ancient has been one of the key components for them, right? They played this map 4 times. They've won it 3 out of the 4. The only time they lost it was against NIP in a 16-14 game. And on top of that, Nexa, the in-game leader, the new in-game leader, is comfortable on this map. Now, we're having a little bit of silly buggers over there, right? They're just stalling out. This is a classic wait out the utility, force the CTs to expend what they have. Justice has copped a block bullet or 2, and aggression from Cadian here. He's going to have a few more Ts around the corner than he expected. 1 and done, so that's already pretty good for OG on a full eco round.
Not really expected to get much out of this at all, but 1 pick, MP9 in play now.
Yeah, and if flameZ can profit and grab a kill with the MP9, we all know how the loss bonus works with that. It's going to be another reinvestment necessary for Heroic, some extra cash injected into the bank balance of flameZ. So back and forth around the wall they go, this time turning their affections over towards A. It is just sjuush. Now, Tassus is the next closest, and he's actually a little bit low, so if they get the bomb down here, this would be great from OG on a round like this. Nico at the front of the charge forward. Tassus using the range with the FAMAS, but tight angle now has to rely on sjuush. It's good for 1, and could get a lineup, but they double cross him. That's another kill. And now just Valde left alone at 1 versus 3, removed from play. And no bomb plant for OG, but a couple of kills. Okay, and they do get that M4 back off the deck right there, upgrading the FAMAS into the silenced M4. So look, best of the bad situation. Heroic losing 2 more reinvestments required, but not the end of the world. We can now set our sights on round number 3, and this is where the rifles are going to come on out. Now, OG, their default, they've got Nico over towards A main, valde playing around mid, and then nexa kind of roams with the pack. You got flameZ as a great entry to play over towards that B side, but it looks like they're mixing things up early here. flameZ is actually using his spawn to head over towards A main for control early. Standard CT util. Smoke towards cave a lot on the map early here, as they're looking like they want to pressure the A bomb site again out the gate with these AKs. It is sjuush to respond from Donut, the rotation from Refresh or Tassus through spawn, but they're just walking out. This is a contact play. Look how far in they are.
And Refresh is going to get a nasty surprise, seeing a couple of players close to the site already. Goes into the temple. We'll be calling for that adjustment from Heroic. His teammates trying to get into better positions. Refresh's temple holds not good enough. Nico brings him down. And now a kill for OG that puts them up on top of the board. Now they're looking to get that bomb down. And Heroic not really in a position to deny. So OG will play the post plant with a man advantage until that.
Nice from sjuush there through the smoke. Just from the donut position, holding it down. Oh, comms now. On board. As Cadian's still coming on in. The smoke has landed deep. We've got the tree boost coming in. There is a kit in play. Heroic can go for this.
Gideon trying to move forward. Numbers coming back in for Heroic. Valde elevated above the smoke. Kai's ready to play for OG throughout the play-in. We'll see if he can get it done alongside flameZ inside of the site. Valde's for the first. The follow-up is his, and it's all on Youngstown, and he can't get much done here. He's held back towards CT. Will toss down a smoke, and it's the retreat for Stown. OG will win their first round.
Good stuff there from OG. Oh, they are very loud, nice and early here today, and that's what you want to hear. There's a bit of a tonal change in the building, a bit more intensity here as we move into the group stage. But just a quick tech pause called here. That's going to be from the side of Heroic. That was the opening from sjuush through the smoke to level things up 4-on-4. But a great little post plant set up here. You can see the triangle of doom, the tree with the elevation, A main behind the big box. Good stuff from OG. And I like the approach. Keep it simple, stupid. An A contact play. We know that Ancient can be pretty, I want to say, in flux in terms of how the CTs address it. You can play multiple members mid to lock down the mid aggro. You got some teams who like to have 3-man B lanes. A tends to be the site you even leave open, like we saw just there. Play into the minds of Cadian and Exist as this game continues. Can we risk leaving A site without any bodies early? Well, the answer so far seems to be no. Looks like we're sorted out that tech issue and we're back underway. Saved M4 of Stown. We're getting some dropped rifles across, so Stown can drop over a FAMAS, retains the M4, a couple of other light purchases. It's not the best of buys here, but they have made it work. I think right now we have refresh on
a default pistol.
Yeah, and you don't love to see that, so we'll need to scoop something up as back towards A again from flameZ and Nico. Manto and Valde with supportive utility, and nexa just selling the fake to keep feet planted on B. It's going to be sjuush again, who's just going to be peppered out of position with a donut smoke.
He doesn't have anything to contest with here. Just the 5-7 is the solo A player. You can't really fight at that range against the rifle, so he has to back away into donut, and that's going to allow OG the site. They have seen the members now rotating back through CT spawn, but that bomb will go down without problem.
No kit for this either. They're going to have to be quick on the retake. They're looking fast.
Well, Valde, first player tested, first player to go down. Gideon on the retake has found the first and down on the follow-up for 2. And now we look to flameZ inside of the temple position. He's got his teammate alongside of him in this 2v4. They need a lot of heavy lifting with not a lot of health. And now Tessis and sjuush, they swarm the site. They're trying to get back in, but flameZ is just baiting them into the temple. Luckily, Tessis is good for 2, and he'll sweep up the rest.
That got brawly. Maybe the 5-7 gave away that they thought it was more pistols in play because there was actually quite a few rifles. And then instead of having a well-set-up triangular doom like I pointed out in the previous post-plant situation, everybody from OG lined up in that choke point and got spammed on down. So great stuff for Heroic to respond back. I think we might have some force buy wars going on here early, Dinko.
Certainly looking scrappy. I mean, you look at Heroic, they didn't have a lot in this one at all, but it's these multi-kills that just come through.
That was the lineup there. Good camera angle to show it, right? So the players from CT weren't smoked off. They weren't dissuaded from taking that fight. And fortunately for Heroic, that lineup profited for them. It got dicey in that 2-on-2 situation late. Well, 2-on-4 that got turned into a 2-on-2. But a timeout called, and this is going to be an early timeout from Heroic here. Their first of 4, just a chance to try and stabilize because, look, if you check the stats out so far in Katowice, Ancient is the most CT-sided map we've seen. There's been some crazy halves, 13 2s, 12 3s. Heroic are going to want to look to set their sights on something similar to that. Now, the buy for both has a couple of issues going on. sjuush and refresh down to MP9s, a Mac 10 in the hands of Mantu. A couple of Galils, a couple of AKs, but OG have enough to get this one going. So back to A again, or do they try a different approach now as smokes over towards mid? And yeah, there seems to be quite the affections for A, right? flameZ has gone here in 3 out of 3 rifle rounds for him to look for an opening pick. They want to try and bully sjuush, and here they come again, just the train of T's.
Well, this time sjuush not taking up position in donut. This time sjuush has decided to play close. And with that smoke, if he can get a close-up position with the MP9, it can certainly be potent.
Coming through.
The flashes come. sjuush gets overrun. Mantu in with a first. And OG charging down the A side. That rotation's going to be slow.
Nexa's flank is everything here. It's down. Oh, finds him out through the smoke. That's huge. So much pressure alleviated now. They can turn all their attention to the A bomb site.
They can just focus down, and because the mollies are coming through, they've bought extra time. They can't put that bomb down right now in OG.
And there's no nades left for OG to work with whatsoever. They're just going to have to be patient.
Refresh is getting aggressive. He's not patient at all. 1 kill for him. Nico and Valde alongside flameZ find 3 for OG. And now it's all down to Stown. 1v3, the chance there. Oh, he's got 2. And now suddenly it is just flameZ left alone to try and win out this round. round, Stound's giving him the time and the space to put the bomb down.
And plenty of time. Bomb scooped up. He can pick either bomb site. The mind games between Stound and flameZ right now is everything. Just going for the plant. Understands the economy is important here and gets that 40 seconds on the clock. Pressure on Stound now, but flameZ has completely lost his position.
Oh, he's looking back, he's backtracking, he's thinking about the CT spot. Is Stound going to catch the perfect timing? He will, and Stound has got it! 4K for Stound. What a start coming into this group stage matchup.
And they're loud about that one. Heroic are loving this early, and Stound stepped up. Not only the impact of taking Nexa out of the smoke, but that flank, that was massive. You can see Heroic trying to be proactive, and we know they're the type of team who gets stuck on in. And OG, well, without utility, they were ready for it. They slowed them on down, but what a round from Stound. Here it is again, smoke vision, straight on through. See you later, Alligator. Nexa goes, and they're not ready for this at all. Straight in the back line, 2 bodies hit the deck, and then understanding the position he's in, Stound plays the clock perfectly. And Cadian loves that one, the in-game leader getting fired up here as it is just pistols for OG going into round number 6. And I think we're going to get plenty of reactions like that all throughout today's Counter-Strike.
Yeah, the volume in the studio got significantly louder when Heroic turned up today. And what a shot from Nico. Cadian goes down and replied to the initial frag.
Yeah, I think he knew that may have been a bit overzealous there with a secondary peek. The first shot was nice. The second has lost them the big green.
Oh, Tessus removes Mantu's skull. Next able to bite back. And for Heroic, this is a chance to build some money. And unfortunately, they're losing a lot of players. Stound is looking to try and clean up yet again and pull his team out of this hole. He looks towards the side, also has Refresh's rifle to back him up, and Stound with one. A bomb plant would be huge, but not really allowed here from Heroic. They have to get that ult back. Doesn't look like they've picked it up.
Okay, well, that's going to be a big item to lose out here early, knowing that OG were just on pistols there. It's a little bit rough for Heroic, but all things considered, these last 3 rounds have been very close. 2, which were one-on-one scenarios, and they're 3 players surviving. So going to need a couple more rounds like that, the Danes to establish. But good shots here from both sides. It's looking like teams are fired up, at least as far as the aim department goes. But here we are, round number 7, and Mantu gets his weapon of choice. I think we might start to look over towards the B bomb site, because A seems like it's been figured out for Heroic now.
Yeah, Mantu, look how aggressive this is! It's not going to work out for him. Stound will best the upper.
We did see that maneuver yesterday from Hades from Ents, right? He was able to get in, get past, and put a lot of pressure with the AWP, and Stound, he's stolen that. There's no getting that back.
He's proficient with the AWP in his hands as well. Could be a problem here for OG. Pressure towards B early, but now have been forced to come back with no success, and now they're wrapping back to that A play.
Yeah, well, there is a huge gap there at the moment. You can see, if you look at the radar on the top left-hand side of your screen, and thanks to Rush, our lovely observer, for showing you how passive sjuush is on the site. He is the first response unit. And now that Refresh is actually helping him on out, he has a teammate in tow. Refresh is lining a smoke up from spawn here, so you can see that one flying through the sky to deny any more A main pressure. And Nico's going through it.
Oh, and sjuush is trying to swing out to the right side, but Nico will best him in the duel. And Refresh is hoping to catch them cross into this gap, and he will. That's Nico down alongside the bomb.
No smokes.
So the advantage back for Heroic, and yeah, no smokes, an open plant. This could be a problem here for OG. Valde's been so good so far from this position. Nexa will pick up the first. Good trade out from Tessus. It's not getting any easier here for OG. The time is starting to tick. They don't have the bomb down. They don't have any utility. Heroic in a better position right now as they find another. It's all on Valde. At least his position isn't known. They don't know where he is right now, so he might be able to catch a timing. But 17 seconds left.
Oh,
he's going to look back. It's one for Valde. Nearly snaps away at the second. But 11 seconds left now, Chad. It's looking unlikely he gets this one done.
Yeah, might have to save here, Valde. Decent attempt, but has to back on off. Hold on to that AK-47. Cadian's aware of this. And just around the corner they go. That's the 6th round on the board, and well handled. Now, if you look at the way that Heroic are playing these situations, they push the issue, then they stop. They push the issue, then they stop. It's making it so janky. It's not allowing OG to set up. So this is good from Heroic. I'm liking the pace that we're seeing out of them early here. So as a maneuver, right, when you see something like this, everybody at home's like, well, what's Mantu doing? Well, the call is, listen, boss, I got a spawn. I'm going to go get us the pick. Didn't pay off. OG did a good job to at least level it up and get into the site, but no bomb down. And that's where woes are really going to start to come in here for OG. First tactical timeout called, and a great opportunity to get Rugger, the coach, on the mic. You can see him there behind the troops, laying down the plan, giving them the scope of what comes next. But maybe take a bit of pace out of it, right? We've seen with Ancient, the CTs love to throw a lot of utility early. Multiple mollies towards mid, deep smokes, HEs galore. And you saw exactly what happened to Mantu there, going through multiple pieces of utility just to go down with that AWP to his demise.
We're seeing a problem as well with OG constantly buying up. They don't have a lot of utility in those late round scenarios.
Yeah, look, maybe a little bit of the Ent syndrome here,
exactly.
right? You know, you've got such strong individuals that you want to kind of get stuck in and take all the fights. It's an interview with Nexa saying he thinks the individuals are better than what their results have shown, right? And I wholeheartedly agree with that approach. When you have like a Mantu and a flameZ, who are the new gen, we've seen multiple good moments out of them over the years. Nico and valde are quantifiable pieces of the puzzle. And then nexa coming in and being let off the leash, a fragging in-game leader we've seen so far. This OG team, I'm actually a bit excited about, to tell you the truth. But that is the pace being taken out of this one. No death early, just damage to flameZ here. Minute 10 on the clock. Not a whole lot to work with so far for OG.
Oh, flameZ catches the timing for the peak, but Stound still reacts quicker, able to flick back, so that is the advantage now for Heroic. Those three players that had somewhat of an initial advanced setup are now dropping back more passive into the B site. We've seen a change up in position from Refresh, who will now take up post inside of Donut. But OG sending all of their forces in towards Cave, and Stound just shoulder peeking that, gathers the info. Smoke will go down and just delay this further.
Yeah, delay is the key word right there, Dinko. That was their only play, right? Get contact, get the space, and then maybe be able to explode on the B site. But now that they've been shut out by that smoke, they're rerouting again. So back down through mid, and this time it's looking desperate.
He's got a chance here for multiple players. Nexa just rips him apart. Luckily, Nexa gets traded out 1-for-1, and that's the bomb dropped in middle. Luckily, quickly picked up, but now they've got to go into Cadian, and he is not going to miss many of those. He's got his teammate to back him up, and Heroic will go to 7.
They are handling this very well, right? They always seem like they have multiple members in the right place. Even if they lose a body like Refresh there, the cleanup crew ready to mop up the mess. This is a very good start from Heroic here, 7-1.
It felt like it was in limbo at the start with those force buy wars. It felt like OG had just a couple of shots maybe to break that economy, post a couple of early rounds, but I think Heroic have now made the statement that this is their start.
Yeah, it's still a little bit shaky, right? Stound only has 1k, Refresh with 1.4, so all it's going to take is one gun round win from OG, completely wipe out Heroic, and we might see them go down to a force buy and eco of their own. Now the AWP's back out, the second time in the hands of Mantu. Standard mid utility from either team, but Tassis is getting aggressive down long this time with sjuush. This is a different look from the CT defense.
And realizing maybe it's the first gun round back here for OG, trying to disrupt them. There's a passive setup right now outside of the B doors from flameZ, so he's aware of this aggression. He's throwing the molly down just to try and dispel any of that, but turn your attentions back to A. Right now, a passive setup for Heroic in this side of the map, and OG sending numbers.
And look at the rotation. Heroic are reading this again. They've rotated sjuush back to cover Red House push. Cadian and Refresh are still there. It looks like they already know this play's on its way.
And this is going to be so difficult for OG. They're going to set up for the A execute. They've got the smokes at the ready. Got that bunch of players at the front, but they're going to go contact into Cadian. That's going to give him a free kill on the AWP, and now they start to charge through. This time the flash is good, but they run right into Refresh, who goes back out and tries to get a double. Unfortunately unable to do so as valde at least nips at the heels. OG within this round, but still looking more favorable to the Heroic side because that bomb just can't get down, and they don't have utility again, Chad.
Yeah, it's looking flat here. Just not enough utility, not enough kills to get on in. Nexa tries to change the tune of that, but sjuush steps up, grabs another. Bombs on the deck. Stound chimes in, and it's just one man of valde remaining. The Dane with a dream has to deal with 3. That's going to be it. Cadian notches the 8th on the board, and if we continue trending down this track, it might be a quick first map of the day for the A stream. I mentioned A stream, we do have the A and the B running all day today. Multiple games, all best of 3s here as the group stage is kicking off for IEM Katowice. We have Virtus Pro taking on Copenhagen Flames now. Looks like a bit of a similar scoreline over there. You want to check that out at a B to the end of the URL on Twitch. Vertigo, Inferno, and Overpass are the 3 maps to decide that series. Yeah, I don't know, Dinko. I'm struggling a bit, and so OG with some pace.
They're trying a quick play out of elbow, but they are so ready for this. Heroic can position the AWP alongside Refresh to deal with this quicker play on the low buy. It really feels like OG haven't had a real gun round yet, Chad. They haven't had all the utility, all the AKs out once. And
when they have as well, it's just immediately fallen apart. So this is fantastic, right? Fantastic for Heroic so far. And look, OG, we knew with Nexa coming in, a bit more of a honeymoon period, they were going to be unpredictable early, but I didn't expect them to be getting blank like this on their own map choice. Now again, I want to reiterate, CT side bias on this. So still an opportunity for OG to get back into this game, but we need to see signs of life, and soon. Yeah, take a look at the last few rounds, right? They've only been getting 1 to 2 kills in the last 3, so not a lot of traction for OG to work with.
flameZ this time, the player to assert some dominance inside of the B lane. Stown is getting aggressive with that smoke, and in fact is going to use that to peek down into elbow.
What a menace. He's been there time and time again. It's such a key part of the map here. Fantastic to have your best player of Stown holding this.
Oh, he can play between both sides. Just really causing a couple of problems for them, but decides to now relieve that control and go back into the cave for more cover. OG at this point in time. Oh, getting dinked up through the wood from Refresh's spray. Nexa down to just 1 HP. And now Stown is ready to go around the corner. flameZ will topple his head, but that trade kill comes through with the HE.
That's only the second death for Stown right there, so you can see just how much of a field day he's been having. But good stuff from flameZ. He's the counterpart you'd look to go toe-to-toe, especially on the entries here. sjuush from top mid goes down, and finally, round number 11 might get interesting.
Yeah, suddenly it is down to this double setup, though, in the site. Refresh boosted up in the pyramids. 45 seconds left. OG starting to bring their numbers just outside of this B site. Mantu peering up the ramp as utility will start to come and try and limit some of these positions. Maybe they can turn their attentions towards this setup. It's so often good for at least one in this spot.
There's no flash here. He can just fight.
Yeah, Nico is going to walk into him, but Nico is having a great round. He finds 2. And when he knows there's a boost, he knows the second player's there, and he dismantles that tower forcibly.
Beautiful shots from Nico there. What a round from him. sjuush goes down middle. The 2 players dead on that B bomb site. This is all Nico here, as I think Cadian's going to consider the save.
He was lucky to get away.
Fortunate, yeah. Jumping over the AWP bullet of Mantu there. They know that he's tucked tail at least. But a second round for OG now. And as I mentioned, the economy, it wasn't great a couple of rounds ago for Heroic. They still will get one more buyout here, but just another one of those from OG. And now we're cooking, right? It looks bleak early, but this map can change very, very quickly. Bomb. 5 or so seconds left until detonation. No dramas. Guns can be dropped. Plenty of cash to splash for OG. They retain the AWP. And there you go. You look, for a lot of people playing or watching at home, and maybe you're not familiar and you're seeing the score and you think this is bleak. Back in the day, look, we haven't had this in CSGO in some time, but there used to be maps that you would go in and if you got 3 rounds, that was a win, right? If you got 3 rounds on the T side of old Nuke in 1.6 days, that was pretty good. These days, Counter-Strike is much more balanced, but it appears that the way that Ancient is being played in the current meta, the CTs seem to have a good go of things. So let's set the bar for OG here. If they get 5, they're in a real good spot. If they get 4, that's still pretty damn good, all things considered. Watch this be a blowout, Dinko. Watch me say that, and it turns out to be like a 16-2 or something. But
yeah, you just got it all.
We need to hope that OG has something in the tank here.
But to get something out of the tank, they need to win this round. If you lose this, we're starting to get to the point where it's getting a little ridiculous already. And it's going down, spam again. Nexa falls foul to it twice.
They're happy to give up the control and just do damage through with U2 and bullets. And Cadian, well, he spotted the jump.
Oh, he's luckily to get away because his teammate had that smoke down for the molly. And Cadian getting out of dodge again. He's always find himself in these aggressive positions. Luckily, has the support network to get him out.
Yeah, and they want to protect him here. So if he wants to reroute and go elsewhere, wouldn't be a bad shout. They're looking to turn their attention towards mid. Refresh here with sjuush.
Oh, sjuush does see one player up on the ledge. Nico starting to drop down. Refresh has got this close right position. They've realized that maybe there's an opening. If they take this mid control, which they have now alleviated, they can go through the donut to A. And so these numbers from Heroic starting to come back. sjuush in position with the rifle. Now Refresh gets re-aggressive, and he's going to maybe start this flank around the backside.
Bomb will go down this time, so there's a positive, but yeah, you're right. Refresh is already here.
He's got a teammate as well alongside of him. Valde taking up position inside of donut. Has got Mantu relatively close to him as well. And sjuush starts the first move of play here for Heroic, and it hasn't gone their way. So those numbers back to equal odds. And now we've got to look at this retake attempt. Is it really getting going here for Heroic? Nico's found another. And now it's just passive. It's just gone slow here for Heroic as they start to drop back.
Yeah, they will have to save here. Those financial woes we were talking about, they need to hold on to this AWP. Cadian's low. The util for the retake is there. The bodies aren't. So weathering the storm, OG will grab their 3rd round here. And that was even after Nexa went down through the bullet to the board. So great stuff to recover a number disadvantage situation. Adding some life to this game right here, right now for map number 1. And there you can hear Valde saying one more and they should be broke, right? The virtue of these saved rifles means that they can drop and still purchase, but he's bang on. If they're able to wipe them out, right? If they're able to take everything away, they're going to put Heroic in a terrible position for the later stages of this CT half.
And then there's the option not only to get the 5 we just mentioned, but also the 6th round still on the table right now for OG.
Yeah, that would be a dream. With how this all started off, they would be dreaming of a finish like that.
We'll see how Heroic deal with this one into mid with some aggression on the back of sjuush. He's throwing down his mollies, his assertive dominance here, and OG will have no mid control, but they're turning everybody B.
Yeah, it might be a bit quicker on B. You can already see them lining up utility. Heroic like to move around a lot. If this is a quick hit, they could catch Tessus on his own.
Well, let's see if this defense can hold water. Tessus, he sees a flood of players coming through, and his bikes might just be broken. He's looking to spray through. It's down alongside of him. Utility going into Kate because they know they have them pinned. And now Mansu gets aggressive, more advanced in his position. But the flashes from Heroic are disallowing some aggressive peaks. In fact, they're so good, it nearly allows them a chance for a massacre. flameZ luckily steps up with 2. And now OG in the driver's seat and just steering this car to victory. It's just down left, and everybody goes down. This is that round that Valde was just talking about.
Yeah, war of attrition here, right? Just slowly whittling them down, putting them in this position now where, if you take a look at the loss bonus going into the next round of play, it's only going to be 2,400. You guys can do the quick maths, add that to what you currently see on the tally of the Heroic players right now, and, well, they're not going to be in the range of a purchase. Should be down to just a couple of light pistols with this saved M4 on Stown. But good stuff from OG here. You can see it was a bit pacier, it was a bit poppier. More of a direct hit, less default heavy. And one of the things that I like is you can see how mobile Heroic tends to stay on these CT sides, right? They're almost like one living, breathing organism. And right there, their weakness was B, and it was exploited by OG, not knowingly, right? They were just going for the standard look and then exploded onto the site. You can almost identify the impact of certain players from OG into their round conversions. So the calls have been great, but flameZ with multi-kills there. Nico's had one of his own. We had that pacey contact play into the A site much, much earlier within this game. So OG are getting it done. And now that 5th round looking more than likely.
And now we're into the final act of the first half. And Heroic going for a timeout as well, just discussing how they want to approach these last few rounds. Stown still has the M4. And here come a couple of the pieces of utility.
Yeah.
No greater pistols just yet.
I'm trying to work out, because there must be some plan here with the utility, right? Because sjuush has head armor as well, so maybe he's going to, if Stown goes down in an aggressive maneuver, pick that up off his body. Multi-mollies mid.
Look at the A site, and look where OG are charging. There's no one here. They're going to the right side of the map. 2 rounds back-to-back. They've just picked the right site to go to, and they run right through, take down Cadian, and now Heroic are feeling a little lost.
Yeah, I think that Stown is probably just going to try and get on in here to do some damage because the site's lost without any early impact done. The bomb should go down. Post plants can be set up here for OG, and, well, 5th rounds.
Even with that damage, look at the money here for OG. So good for them right now. They've got that 5th round we talked about. And maybe even with the turn of the tide here, they might be able to gleam 6. And that dream might just become a reality because this is a shutdown. Nico getting some impact kills in the previous rounds. Luckily, he's allowed to frag up some pistols here as well. He gets his little reward. 4 picked up for him. And now we head into the last round of the first half here on Ancient. Looks rough for OG at the beginning, but they've recovered.
I like what we're seeing from OG in terms of some of how heads up some of these plays are. It's taking into advantage how good some of their individuals are, right? They are sharp. Seeing Nico just rolling around, headshotting. So, yeah, really putting the individual skill on display. But this is it. Final round, first half, map 1.
No AWP?
Yeah, no AWP at all, and no kit either. So if a direct approach comes in again from OG, could be some dramas, but it's aggressive mid. Cadian's jumping up and over.
Boy, when you don't have the AWP, that frees you up a little bit more. Cadian getting aggressive. Information passed on, and flameZ and nexa. Huge start to the round, but luckily Heroic pulling a couple of those kills back, but it's not enough. It's still the advantage for OG, but maybe Tessus in his aggressive position at the bottom of this B ramp might be able to glean something.
Well, he's a little bit worried about the cave flank here, yeah, and well, with that down, and so much time on the clock, and now in a 1-on-3 situation, this is going to be very difficult for Tessus to win. Remember the Stown clutch we had earlier? I don't know if they are due another here. So many nades left as well for OG. They don't have to rush, right? The low HP, one of the keys is if they pushed an individual through, they could find out exactly where Tessus is and then rotate the bomb away. He'll hear that flash on the other side of the map as Tessus is clawing back space. The bomb Looking to be scooped up. They have no idea where Tessus is here, and he might be able to catch Mantu on a timing.
The timing, Tessus! Oh, missed shot from Mantu. Now Tessus has a chance, but the smoke is going to go down. Mantu trying to pull him into an awkward fight. And Tessus decides, better not running into that smoke. He actually hits the shot as well.
What?
All right, okay. Through the smoke. Through the wall, I believe, as well. But now Tessa's low. The HE's at the ready. They've gone in, dropped him down even further. That one's soaring after him, and it's done it. 9-6 half for OG. What a recovery on map 1 here at Intel Extreme Masters Katowice group stages. Join us after the break to see where this one ends.
I see the playing as a kind of qualifier for those teams that haven't got enough points for qualifying directly to IEM Katowice. So I guess it's a good thing in that way. And for us that has qualified directly, it's kind of good for us because we have more stuff to look at the opponents.
Game, and they needed that lifeline, Chad, and right now this game is completely open.
Indeed, and I'm loving the pace so far. It's been a bit biffy, lots of contact plays. They've been going and constantly getting into each other's faces. So this has been high intensity at kickoff ancient here. I was just reading over there on the B stream, Yakinda had 2 aces in the first 10 rounds of play. So a lot of action all here today.
Oh, back to land for him. No stopping going into 2022. Excited to see if that one pans out. But here on the A stream, Heroic and OG get underway for their second half. Heroic will be on the T side this time around.
Yeah, and look, a little bit of utility invested in here. I think there's a couple of smokes. There's a Molotov as well. Over there on the CT side, they've actually opted to go for 5 sets of Kevlar. So there won't be a defuse kit here if the bomb does go down. Insta window smoke there from sjuush, perfectly highlighted. You can see how quick from spawn that they're able to do that these days. And they're going out mid here, straight through the guts, with Stown leading the charge.
Look at OG's CT setup here towards A. They've put 3 plays into man early, and aggression has worked out for the first kill of play.
Okay, well, this is going to be walking into a bit of a blender here. Through Donut into the side. They are trapped.
Valde held back with that molly, but Nico is still behind the big box. It's another one for him, and his teammate's going down, but Nico's still alive and still kicking. Nico with another in the pistol. Valde's coming back to help him, and it's shut down. OG will continue their win streak, and another round picked up, this time in the second half.
What a crazy play that is, sending 3 guys aggressive A main like that. Just wanting to take the fight, wanting to make sure that there's nothing, no hijinks over towards that side. And wow, I thought that they were going to find clear passage there, just straight up through Donut, stuck between CT and that A main position. And well, now I think we see Heroic opt for that full eco scenario. OG have gone with 4 MP9s and 1 M4. Ancient looking a little bit bluer for everybody at home with the double molly mid.
I've had enough of the green, Chad.
Yeah, well, everybody's complaining about the colors, right? I thought we were going to try and do something about it. There's just one flash in the hands of Tessus here and Glocks for everybody, right? So I think they're hoping that the CTs push up close, but there's nobody home, so here they come.
And now it looks like an absolute field day for flameZ. A lot of money,
lips, huh?
A lot of free cash just floating around out there.
Here's the Glocks, he wants the eeks.
Oh, it really bolsters his scoreline even further, but nexa looks to be the player that's about to pad his stats a little bit, but the timing, Nico now getting involved as the nexa Nico shut down, and it is done. It is another round for OG, as they are now 1 from tying things up.
Yeah, nexa reminding us all that timing's a bit of a bitch right there. He could have had all 5, but pulls out his nade. Never mind, as we can see OG looking good for the next round of play, and Heroic, they've all got above that 4K mark now. We should see them invest into the AK-47s. The utility required to call whatever strat that old mate Cadian has in mind, but reinvesting into another MP9 here is nexa. We've got the 1x bet odds on the middle of your screen. It's actually evened up a lot since the beginning of the day, but still in the favor of Heroic. Aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive from the CT side. A lot of utility being used up, but it's actually going to be Heroic that are leaning towards the A side of the map, and Nico's come back here to help out Mantu. It's 2 MP9s in hold here.
Contact.
Yeah, Mantu's going to be the first player tested. Test says make sure that he does not pass. He's going for a follow-up, but it's Kadian that's done that, and now Valde finally arriving with a big gun. He's got one. Refresh plucked out of the server. But Heroic with the numbers advantage still inside of the site, and that bomb will go down. Now OG starting to set up. Again, 2 MP9s still in play. Not the best for the range, and now they've lost their players. It's just Nexa, and he's nowhere near the site.
Yeah, and lost the rounds here. Nexa would love to get an upgrade from this MP9 into a rifle. He has the least of his team right here. Look, if he carries this through, at least he has something. But an AK would be much better. And that right there was a pretty basic approach from Heroic, right? Smoke top mid, smoke donut. Kadian lurks on through. The rest channeling in towards A main. Oh, that sounds like a bit of action over there on that B stream. Good to hear everybody back in action.
A lot of the time, Chad, you know, I love hearing comms, but a lot of the time, the only word I understand is nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't speak Danish, right? But OG speak English, so that's
very good. Yeah, very good. We do hear a Dan speaking English as well. There's just too many Danish players, Chad. Everyone's got one.
That is true.
I mean, actually, Valde and Nico used to also be part of Heroic.
Yes. Look, a lot of Danes have been through the Heroic doors, haven't they? And Nico even part of one of the more recent additions. It's have to go back a little while now, but it's definitely not ancient history. It won't be the purchase for OG here. They're keeping it conservative. So considering how many kind of forced or hodgepodge buys we saw from OG in the first half, I thought that maybe we'd see some M4s invested in, but just keeping the MP9 and some upgraded Deagles. Gonna try their luck again as Nexa in lamps, aggressive cave with flames. 2-man crossfire is hard for Stown to break.
He's going to bide his time. Again, you have to be so methodical to clear this one up, but maybe he can catch flames on timing on the peak, but my god, 5-7 rattles away for 2, and that is an upgrade to the AK, and Flames gets away with far more than he should have. Luckily, sjuush pulls one of those kills back into middle, but they're still down a player.
Yeah, they need to react quickly here. We can see that there's a gap over on A, but Heroic aren't to know that. They are walking straight into Valde's Deagle, who's ready and raring, but the shot doesn't land. 3v3.
And now Flames' AK's drop back quickly, though. This could shut it down. Flames with another one. Flames looking for more. He is rapping right now, and he's got a chance. Hunting down Kadian in the red room. The 5-7 pulled out, and finally he will go down, but that is distracted enough for Nexa. But Refresh tracking down Nexa. Suddenly it's only Mantu, and Refresh looking to clutch his team out of this hole. He's coming back into the red room. At least now Mantu has an AK. And eyes in the position that he knows Refresh has to come to because that is down. And OG win a massive round. Flames sets them on fire.
Huge stuff from Flames right there. The kid lights it up, and that's what he's got. Rugger taunting Kadian on the other side of things. But a big smile on the youngster's face right there, and that's what he can do. Up close and personal in this Lamps position. The 5-7, perfect weapon for the job, and you just see both bodies hit that back wall. Nexa with Kadian in the backlines, Refresh doing his best, but this shot from Mantu, who is struggling. He's only had 5 kills. That 6th frag of his right there, extremely important.
Look at this from Heroic, so quick out the elbow.
Who here?
Towards the cubby, but Nico backs them up. Nico gets a double, and this quick play from Heroic not working out in mid.
Look at all the bodies they threw at that. 3 players to lock this down on the map right now. There's a total of 6 bloody smokes out there. Chaos to kick this off, and look, it wasn't the full investment from Heroic. Still have some residual cash to work with going into the next, but they got blanked early here. Nico's found his way up to 21 kills. Head and shoulders above the rest of the server. The next closest down, who had a fantastic first half. And he'd make something out of nothing here in a 3-on-5 situation. Next up, spots 2. That information will be relayed, and OG, they're set here to level the scoreline 10-10. And we'll remind you again, this game started in a 9-1 position. The CT bias playing in early, but a 9-6 is a well-rounded half. A matter of a time round right here. You're not expecting too much. Kadian and Stown.
It's hard to get through just Flames initially here even. Wants to go the open Mantu looking to help it out. Refresh and Kadian just biding their time, but eventually will go down. Some mercy killing right now for OG, and they're going to hype that one up as well as they now tie up 10-10.
Yeah, look, this OG roster are only used to winning, right? They're on a bit of a win streak, so for them to go down here early in a best of 1, maybe that could, a best of 3, maybe that could be a bit of a shock to their system within this group stage here at Katowice. But look at this, look at the cluster that is mid, and there's so many bodies here. Nico actually bailed them out in a big way. That could have gotten very, very dicey in the grey screen. But this is an interesting looking buy from Heroic here. Stown only has a Tech 9, Refresh only has a Galil. The rest have weapons of choice. But we are starting to get into the business end of this game.
Oh, Refresh and Kedian burning down in that molly. That's going to be a lot of damage done to the Danish AWPer.
Yeah, just getting peppered away at here, and flameZ doing some similar spams that we saw Stown doing through the wood. Great way to just get a bit of chip damage in early. Boost over the mid smoke, nobody jumping up towards ledge. Sector clear they call. As mid control.
Oh. Slim's going to do it to them again. He's going to try and beat this little nuisance towards the cave every round. Trying to get the spam going his way.
You can see how well he manages the timing on the smoke, right? It's going to fade any second. He drops back, doesn't want to be in any danger. Oh, and that nade. Square on the jaw of Tessus there.
So much utility damage here for OG. Thought that was just for Alexi B's time in the roster, but no, they're showing they've got it here. Flashvine going down, the bottom of the B ramp, Flame swings out, Kedian plucked out of the round, and that's a big player to lose.
And it's the bomb. Look where it is. He's got that call. That information will be on the radar. The rotation can come on in, but it's not needed. flameZ picks out, make that three, turns his head low, Refresh gets it, and nexa to finish this one off. The TK helps, but hold up a second.
sjuush, he's just killed his teammate, but also found nexa, and now suddenly there is a chance for him. 30 seconds.
He can do this. He can actually run all the way back here. Valde might be able to cut him off at the pass if he's aware of this, but sjuush should have time to get all the way back over towards the A site and set himself up in a 1-on-2.
There's a long way to go and not a lot of time. He's got a full sprint this one. You have no time to check any position.
Oh, Valde's going to be there.
Commit to it, and Valde has realized he's coming back. Oh, sjuush, you're not winning this one. As soon as he puts that bomb down, it's an easy kill. It's assassination, and now OG take the lead.
Beautiful stuff. And from flameZ again, right? We're on board with him while he's aggressive, cave, and then they send him down long. That's using your sharpest tool in the shed exactly as you want it, right? Hey, mate, look, we're going to get you stuck in early. We'll flash for you. We'll set you up. We'll allow you to do what you do best. And we saw exactly that here. Aggressive maneuver off the back of the flash, continuing to fight using that young aim to decimate Heroic here and put OG in the lead, 11-10.
And OG have had a couple of extra days. They played the play-in, Heroic did not, and OG have had some time to settle in here. And they are looking very comfortable, in particular flameZ. And Nico as well stepping up.
Just to keep eyes on the economy here, max loss bonus going into the next for Heroic. They only have one round so far on this T half, and even still, as I mentioned with the previous rounds by, there was a Tech 9 and a Galil, right? So a bit more of a conservative round ahead as we just see the light pistol upgrades coming through. Getting everybody their weapon of choice could be the difference maker. But continue to apply a bit of pressure to OG here. Name of the game in round 22, a plant, a couple of kills. That would be fantastic for Kadian and his boys.
Valde himself in a very good position here to try and
Come on now.
a few threats. And, yeah, it's just getting in the mix of the pistols, cost him off.
You don't want to be doing that, right? This is a situation where you can find yourself in a lot of trouble here, right? There's still some sets of armor. They do have pistols, and these Heroic players are very sharp. So to give up one early, there's an info play. Nexa and flameZ looking to push long.
Nico, is he going to catch the timing backing off? And this info play is about to actually work out perfectly. The timing, and flameZ with another one. This guy's not missing today. We'll come back, and Heroic decided we don't want anything to do with him. Let's go elsewhere.
And they're reading the play. Nico's rotated over to help out mantoo. They're going to have two players on the A site here to defend against Heroic.
He smoked out Temple. Nico still has time to get into a better spot, and he knows mantoo's here to cover him off. Elsewhere, flameZ is continuing to just punish Kadian time and time again. And Nico, the other player popping off right now, has got himself a double, and it's down 1 versus 4. We've seen a big clutch from him earlier, but this one looks difficult, and Nico will claim a 12. Looking very rough here for Heroic. They've had one round in what feels like 35 minutes.
Yeah, this has been a bit of a battering here. There's been a couple of close ones, almost similar scenes as to how the first half started. You know, some back and forth rounds, some clutch moments, and then now the CT stretching their leg. Let's see if we've really scripted this one, because right now would be the point that Heroic start coming back into things on this T side. Finally, they get everybody into a weapon of choice. 5 AK-47s, plenty of util. Mid-control nades thrown out, but a clear lean towards B. It's going to get difficult for flameZ and mantoo. Just chipped away out. The nade damage here has been beautiful.
Just getting softened up so much, but look at this boost on the box. mantoo, he's got it. They try and double swing, but he's so damn quick. He gets one and gets away.
And This is just going to stall it out. Heroic definitely wanted to execute B, but now they're down a man. Now they're down a prong. The util's landing, the flashes to follow.
sjuush gets up the ramp, but OG setting up with the advantage, feel comfortable to go into a more passive, turtled up setup. mantoo eyes on the cave, so they're allowing Heroic in here, but getting any further than the mid choke point out of Jaguar is going to be very difficult. They go back into mid, they've got to deal with a strong setup there. Heroic really have very difficult options in front of them.
I don't know how many options they have. They've got this cave control. mantoo steps in and misses the shot, but he has the info.
Molly missed as well, so he can stick around. It doesn't force him away for a long time, so he can get back into a position, but they actually have forced him to retreat slightly. Smoke for OG goes into caves. That allows mantoo to now turn his attentions towards this ramp. But that also gives Heroic a chance to play contact with the smoke. They're going to try and boost over the top of it.
That's nice.
And they're clearing out all these close corners, so that at least they know that is empty. But how are they going to get through this? There's only 25 seconds left. They finally start to go. The spam is good from Refresh. That's one way of cracking open the defense. And now they're starting to charge their way through. Stavn forcing mantoo further and further back, but look at Nico. 12 seconds left. He's got the lineup, but only one, and that's the bomb going down. Oh, it's denied by valde. He even gets away.
Not enough time. There's no time.
And the time is gone. It's all nexa just hiding away, and that is ridiculous. That is another round for OG that Heroic can't afford to let go.
Oh, the kill through the boards right there from valde. You think they've done so much. That was such a difficult situation to get themselves into the site. They had to work tooth and nail to find those kills. And then he steals it away like that. That is going to sting for Heroic now.
How many seconds are left for the bomb goes down? 7. So the bomb was around the other side of the pillar. No one can pick it up quickly and start to plant it down. And nexa realizes once that's happened, all he needs to do is just hide back. But Heroic straight back to the buy.
Yeah, that's rough right there. Bitter pill to swallow here. And Heroic aren't knocking on the door of B again. You can understand why. nexa and flameZ have been great on the aggression here, and you can see exactly that one more time. It allows the rotation. Nico, valde, mantoo already leading towards mid and A. nexa's even rotating back as well. They know it's coming.
Yeah, mantoo nearly gets caught in a bad time, and in fact, he will. So Stavn locks him out. Smoke goes down to CT, and this is the best round we've seen for Heroic in a long time. Nico, they're not looking. He actually gets away with a double. Stavn and tessis both down, and now it's a 4 versus 3. Just like that, OG suddenly in the driver's seat again.
Plenty of util for this. You can see one smoke. There's still 2 remaining. Flashes coming through, and they're going to go.
nexa charges forward, trying to find the angle. Smoke goes down towards Donut. That's neutralized sjuush's position, and now it's all on to the 2A main players. Cadian out with it first. He's got a second here, Cadian. He's still got his teammate sjuush inside of Donut, and OG trying to get him off, but this time it's ticking, and Cadian knows he's run down the clock, and now it's all on sjuush.
There's no
Gets
time.
it off the defuse,
They've got it.
and there's not enough time. It is done. Heroic finally battle through for another round.
Oh, and that's a huge round right there. With how close some of these rounds have been, they've done a lot of damage to that CT side economy now. You can see that nobody on OG has over the 4K mark besides nexa. Right, the in-game leader, sure, he can get the M4 in his own hands, but the rest of his boys, they are hamstrung here. valde, bottom of the barrel at 1.8. And you're right, they're not looking. Like, Nico gets away with 2 kills. The comms, they must have been a bit of a mess right there. And look, you got to put that on Cadian, right? He hits 2 massive shots with that AWP. sjuush is just a nuisance here on the smoke fade. Confirms what we already knew, and they break through, but both teams are in this position, right? You take this timeout, if you're OG, you get Rugger on the mic, you're like, well they went down 2, money's not great. This is the seesaw position of the game. This is the moment where one team can take full control.
And you just mentioned a few rounds ago, Chad, looking at the scoreboard, how this one's been panning out. It's very similar to that of the first half, right? Where we heard valde say, oh, one more round and they're broken. Now the Heroic side are on the other side of that, and they've been able to break OG's opportunities here. This is their chance to get back into the game.
Yeah, and it looks like the conservative approach for OG's coming on through. They're not going to risk the buy. They could have had 2 M4s come out, maybe some MP9s, but it looks like they're just opting to go for these pistols. Next round, it's only 1900, so still for somebody like valde, the buy is going to be suboptimal. Goals for a round like this, other than winning, right? Let's be realistic for a second here. Get yourself a saved gun or 2. That's all you need in flameZ. Come on, mate. Not again. Not again.
Surely not.
Well,
surely you can't do this again. Twice with a 5-7?
Yeah, but what are they doing challenging him again? They know that this kid's sharp, and look, they're straight into... Oh, luckily dealt with, and they're in the side. So that bomb will be scooped up. I don't think they'll be able to retain that weapon too easily. You can see Stown wants to bodyguard this with his life. Valde hits the deck, and I think we can take a bit of a breather now because it has been quite intense up until this point. A lot of the rounds back and forth. But we're settling in here to the final stages of map number 1. Score will read 13-12 in about 30 seconds' time.
What a game we're having here in the opener. We knew this one would be good. We know OG and Heroic would be an absolute battle. We got Ancient to start things. It's just everything's perfect right now.
Yeah, it's story of the CT sides again today. If you're over on that B stream, you know what I'm talking about. The first map between VP and Copenhagen Flames is still going. No spoilers coming out of my mouth just now, but if you want to go check it out, I think there's a whole squad streaming situation we have going on over here.
A lot of Counter-Strike to come over the next few weeks here in Katowice.
Just a little note here on what's been positive so far for OG is Nico and flameZ have done great in the opening kills department. Between the two of them, they have combined for 14 opening kills, right? Opening engagements. They've won 10 of those 14, so not too shabby considering they're the ones leading the scoreboard here. On the other side of things, the Stown-Cadian combo looking pretty potent as far as opening duels go as well, giving up a few more deaths. Been some good clutches in this one too, but another timeout, and you can tell that the intensity of this one has just hit a whole different level. One more timeout remaining here for OG. Rugger with the Qs, and away we go. All out for Man2. Oh, biggest issue right here I see is a lack of defuse kit. And when you're in a pressure point of a game like this and you lose a bomb site early, a save is the only option. So we'll keep that one in the back of our minds here.
Man2 and Nico charging down middle early on, deploying some utility, that double molly into its elbow to dispel any attack forward from Heroic. Heroic set up right now, 2 towards A main, 2 towards B, and just 1 holding back outside of elbow. But it's Man2's aggressive position here, Chad, that could get very exciting.
Yeah, this is crazy, but it means that flameZ needs to retain this position, right? If flameZ loses...
Oh, he has done that.
Man2 has to fall back. He has to fall back now. He's open to behind.
He's waiting for the kill from elbow. He's waiting for that push to come in. He's trying to pull Nexa back, but Stown has taken down another. Now Man2 needs a kill. He hits the shot, but unable to get it done. He'll send that Itchy in after his opponent, but this is falling apart for OG.
He's open. Stown knows it. The smokes are going into the site. He's going to be able to push through cave any second. Confirmed for the team. Bomb comes up B ramp, gets planted, 40-second starts, and if I'm Cadian, I'm telling the boys to start chasing. If you can hunt right now, if you can take away every single last lick of a rifle, you look at the situation you leave OG in, and they're already dropping back. 3 players are still outside the B doors. They can get the hunt going. They have about 35 seconds to do so.
If you take these weapons away, that firmly puts Heroic in the better position in the end of this map. This is starting to become a Heroic setup to try and close out Ancient.
Now here's the deal, right? They haven't heard anything. There's been no spam on B. There's been no flashes on B. The smokes are now just subsiding, but Heroic is sticking put. They're pretty static right now. Dropping back through spawn, sure. I don't know if they're going to get in position to take anything away. They're happy with the round. They don't want to give anything over. So as important as that chase could have been, they're going to let this one slide.
And it keeps OG in it, having those weapons in play. They can come back into this. But that was a little bit of an unorthodox setup. It isn't something that we see a lot of on the CT side, putting your op down an elbow. A lot relied upon flameZ, and he goes down. So it's interesting to see how OG approach this next round.
Oh, he must have just, yeah. Great opening there from Stown, and with the follow-up as well, right? He's won this round single-handedly with those 2 kills, so great stuff from Stown. Had a fantastic first half. OG are opting right now to go for the eco from the players who died in the previous. Next round can be another gun round, right? Next round 100% can be a gun round here, but this is still going to be difficult to deal with. AWP, 2 M4s.
And Man2 this time not playing with that same freedom. Obviously, if things go sour, you want to try and keep that up as well. So he's a little bit more passive, just taking that B ramp pick. In fact, he is starting to now be a little more proactive, starting to go down the ramp with his teammate. They're trying to pull this first kill, make that all work, and unfortunately for him, Refresh had the perfect angle to deal with it, but flameZ on the 5-7 nearly gets away with a double again.
Oh, so much damage from this kid on that 5-7. Nexa's turn. Batter up. Shot taken.
This is, look at the health right now on Tessis and Refresh.
Well, this is hard.
Each. And Nico gets to
Another
line up
TK.
another TK, but at least the numbers have been dropped here. Nexa into the 1v3.
Look how low they are.
They're so low on health right now, but Nexa has an AWP.
It's the worst weapon for the job. You better on pull that pistol out. He must have no idea exactly the HP, and knowing that the AWP it's not going to be in the remit of Mantu next round. He's going to drop back to save right into the hands of Refresh.
And that's not going to go so well for Nexa here. Refresh, here's the steps. How is
Okay.
quick? Okay,
All right, Nexa. Yeah.
Yeah, how's he done that?
It looked like Refresh should have been dead to rights right there. Well, I think Nexa's going to be happy to retain this, but Heroic, they strangle back the lead here and grab 14. But this is, it's like the great CT starts from both teams, and then it's just that constant war of attrition, and then the breaking point, and then the Ts just start to slather on rounds. So quite eidetic in terms of how this one's played out from half to half.
And this is going to come right down to the crunch time, the final moments of this regulation on Ancient. 14-13, Heroic into the lead. Blow for blow against each other right now.
Yeah, and one of the consistent factors being is how often they're getting into the bomb sites, right? These 4 consecutive rounds that they've been able to win, they've gotten to the site, they've gotten the bomb down, they're getting all that extra cash. They weren't overzealous in terms of the hunt, so they've kept quite a few players alive. They've built a decent bank to work with for the tail end of the game. Both teams, either by bank balance or loss bonus, should be pretty good to contest here for the final few rounds.
Double molly set up again for OG, throwing those down in towards elbow. Mansu this time much more proactive. They're really trying to make his AWP work in the early round.
Yeah, and it's a lot of space. They just need to get ready for A.
Yeah, this looking at who is over here right now, it is Valde. It's going to be a slow rotation because they're so deep in mid. Valde getting flashed off, and he has to go deep into Donut. So Heroic will have the A site, and they'll be able to put that bomb down.
Yeah, being given a lot of room to work with here. A couple of smokes to make things interesting, but safe utility. Refresh now planting.
In their smoke.
Yeah, which is, thank you very much, I suppose. 5v5 retake on the A site.
Well, Flash goes into the face of Nexa. OG setting up with their forces. It's still a 5 versus 5. Gideon, tight angle, forced back by the molly, and that molly makes things uncomfortable. That sets up Nico and Mantu for kills. OG getting all of the frags right now. Stout and sjuush trying to make it happen, but now it's all on sjuush, and they converge in his position, and it is OG who will tie up the scoreline yet again.
What a play to make here so late in the game, to give them site access, to understand that you've gone through all the theory necessary for a retake like that. You could see how good the flashes were, that Molotov instrumental as part of that retake to use the temple position against Heroic here, and we're tied up again. That Molotov, you can just see, right, on the fade of the smoke, the molly lands, the little rats are flushed out from their corners, and then the kills keep coming as OG are thrust forward. Great work there, and a rough one for Heroic to lose, because when you're in a 5v5 post plan on most maps of Counter-Strike, it's normally very difficult for the CTs to break on in. As I mentioned, plenty of cash money. The buys will come through for Heroic here. There will be residual, and they are using their last timeout. They want to try and close this in regulation. They don't want to allow this to go to OT.
The most important round of play to decide where this one is going on Ancient. Full buy for both teams. 14-14. Impressive performance. A multitude of players down, in particular having a standout performance for Heroic right now. 26-14. Nico up there on 29 kills right now. But we head into round 29. Utility going up the B ramp early from Heroic. Look at Mantu.
They're trying to really activate him here with the AWP, having a rough go of things, but they put him in position to find some frags. Smoke denies, blocks for about 20, but they're creeping through. It might be a flash and go, Dinko.
Oh yeah, they are going to just pop through this. Nexa throwing down some utility, but Tess is charging forward. His forces with him, but flameZ again. A double kill. He burns down the attacks. Down and Refresh have been removed. And look at the damage as well done onto Tessis and sjuush and Nico through the smoke. What a disaster here for Heroic. OT are keeping it clean, and they're not even having to see any of their opponents. All 5 stay up for OG, and Heroic shut down.
You want the site, you can have it. OG, they don't need to retain control. They'll shut you down when you come on in. flameZ has been an animal here today. So much impact within this CT side alone. Flash comes on through, steps on out, trusts himself and gets 2 huge kills to stifle any control being taken. And now this is it, up against the ropes. Heroic down to a MAC-10 and a Deagle on Tessis and sjuush respectively. And AK's around that. This is going to be hard to win because they're getting access. They just can't convert.
Nico on the prowl. It's been an absolute thorn in their side here, Heroic. Nico looking to do some more damage. This time he's the player aggressive towards ledge. Smoke goes up again. Needs to be careful he doesn't get caught from the elbow, but it doesn't look like Heroic are going to be pushing too far forward because Mantu's holding that.
They're going to molly Mantu out of position here.
It's going to make things uncomfortable for him. Nico given the first chance. And he can cover off elbow now as well. They swing. sjuush is good for the headshot, and now flame's turn to get aggressive. Once Nico goes down, flameZ plugs the hole, and OG up a player. Mantu will confirm another, and now it's just tezz and Kadian. nexa getting aggressive into the MAC-10.
Oh!
tezz wins that fight, but flameZ is there to follow up, and that's the bomb down. Now Kadian left in the 1 versus 3.
Plenty of time for this, but flameZ wants to fight. The nade is going to land. It pushes him back. Kadian thrusts forward.
And Kadian running in, the flash goes up, Kadian charging forward, and it's done! OG will take map number 1, inch and goes their way. It's as close as you can get in the first game of play here, Chad, and OG able to survive.
Gotta be happy with that. Started 9-1 down, their map pick, but they battle back with a 9-6 half, and they get this one done in regulation. Smiles are all around, but Heroic, they battled through.